Hello and welcome to our second E3 2019 centered podcast where we're going to be talking about the Ubisoft E3 29 press conference, E3 2019 press conference, and the Square-Enix E3 2019 press conference. They just ended a few hours ago. Lot to talk about with both of those shows. Of course, this is video games to the max. We do a regular show as well, and there's not E3 going around. And if for some reason I go away for a while or whatever, we have also video games to the medium that Marc does with his good friend Jens, who was on one of the episodes, the last episode we had. So,
Yep.
Well, Marc, Ubisoft had their press conference, and if you like Tom Clancy, there was a lot here for that.
Except for the Clancy game that people actually want.
Yeah. No Splinter Cell still. So if you're hoping that there was a Splinter Cell announcement, the only thing that we got with that was that Microsoft ended their backwards compatibility by including every single Splinter Cell game from the original Xbox. So if you have those games still, or you can also just buy them off the store. Also included in that is Armed and Dangerous, Indiana Jones, Emperors in the Tomb, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, and the Real Championship 2, the Leandri Conflict, 2 Human, also in the Syndicate, Star Ocean Last Hope, the King Kong Peter Jackson game, Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands, Skate 1, Far Cry Classic, and Far Cry Instincts Predator, which I have no idea what that is, Infinite Undiscovery, Enslaved, Enchanted Arms, Battlefield 2, Serious Wrath. So, there's no more backwards compatibility stuff being done because they're now having to make the Xbox One games backwards compatible with Project Scarlet stuff. But yeah, so no, well, I don't know if you have a comment on that or not, but interesting they just haven't released that today. That this is the last time we'll get backwards compatibility stuff for a while.
It's not too surprising. Like, I can't imagine there are too many leftover games that people really want to play.
Yeah. They've gotten a lot of the big ones, so...
I think they got more this generation cycle than the last one. Like, the Xbox 360 backward compatibility was pretty not great.
Yeah, that's very true. But, yes, so... The first thing they technically announced was that Assassin's Creed is going to get like a symphony orchestra like tour, very much like Zelda and Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts all have. They are going to get one too. They showed the list. I can't remember what cities in the United States they're going to. I know they're going to like Paris and some other places around the world, but...
it's all jumbled.
It's all jumbled, and I don't have the thing in front of me. It's cool that they're doing that. It was a rather different way to start the show because they did the Just Dance stuff more in the middle. Normally they've been starting these with Just Dance at the beginning, but I guess
hey man, you can't start the show as a showstopper.
Definitely not. I guess it was kind of cool, but yeah, certainly not.
That Just Dance game is still coming to the Wii.
Well, you know what? If it still makes money for the Wii, why not? I did like the little trailer for the Just Dance thing. That was fine. So the first game that they announced was a Watch Dogs Legion, which technically already got announced, but they showed a lot for this. The first, I want to say, fourth of the show was almost all Watch Dogs Legion, which I guess leads to that they are rather far with this game. It's all alpha gameplay, but still...
it looked pretty sharp.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. There's a new character that you get to control.
Well, no, it's not a new character. It's all like a random character.
Yeah. Well, they like introduced some character right in there.
No,
Or...
I mean it's literally all random. Like your character can die, you just make it, you
Yeah,
just
there's
pick it.
permadeath, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a lot like what is that? That State of Decay.
yeah, that's interesting too that they went that route. They have different drones. Like there's a spider drone that got used at one point, which is kind of cool. Uh, yeah, I mean, there's some cyberpunk stuff in here too. So they definitely went in a kind of different direction with where they're going. It's all kind of set in London as well. They talked a lot about London in various formats. Um, so I mean,
It
overall, what
it
did you
takes place.
think of
No, I was gonna say it takes place 3 days after Brexit.
what the Brexit that seems to be never happening?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they can't agree on how to do it or why they should do
yeah.
it.
How about just not do it?
Yeah,
That be good at this point. Uh, so I don't know. What did you think
I
of
think the
this
gameplay
whole?
looked pretty good. Like I'll give it a shot when it comes out next year.
Yeah, you ended up liking Watch Dogs too.
Yeah, I'm
Huh.
not quite. I don't know if I like the tone of this one or not. Like it just looks almost too dark or too humorless.
Yeah. Um, that's going to be certainly interesting how they handle that. If there's going to be humor in there, if it's just going to be totally dark and just trying to. It's certainly trying to make a political statement. So there's that. A lot of people like when games do that as well. So, well, or not. There's people that also don't want politics in their games.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean Ubisoft has parroted that line before, and it never.
yeah,
It comes across as
Division,
disingenuous.
yeah, Division, where they did that, and there's like nothing
And Far Cry
really.
5,
Yeah,
or
Far Cry.
and
Oh God, Far Cry 5 was so bad with that, and then went nowhere.
yeah,
Um, it's March 6th, 2020 is when this game's coming. So another game that you won't see this year. So that continues that trend, and we'll see that again with many games that got announced at another press conference. They announced they showed off the Always Sunny in Philadelphia folks having that TV show about game development. It's called Mythic Quest. Um, yeah. Uh, I don't know. I'm not.
uh,
I don't want to say bad things about a TV show before it's even started, but
well, it's missing
yeah,
jokes. Uh,
yeah.
I don't really like that guy, the creator or whatever. I
Ian
do,
Grimm.
yeah, I do like Danny Pudi, but yeah, just really every time they make a game or a TV show about like game development or something like that, it always falls way apart.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe the people.
Also, like, hasn't there been a game called Mythic Quest?
Well, there's Mystic Quest, the Final Fantasy game.
No, I was thinking of something else. I'm thinking of maybe Epic Quest.
Well, yeah, there's Epic Quest, yes,
Yeah,
and there's Quest.
yeah.
So there's that as well. There's a lot of quests, but perhaps it was close enough.
Also, the Ravens Banquet thing made me think of Ravens Cry, that
Oh
horrible
God,
pirate
that
RPG.
game, yeah, really bad. Uh yeah. So there's that. They did something with Rainbow Six Siege's new season, which of course has new operatives. One of them has like a cool mustache. Uh,
That's his secret power, mustache.
yeah. Jake and Finn from Adventure Time and Princess Bubblegum are gonna be uh are
Brawlhalla.
in Brawlhalla, available now. So if you play Brawlhalla, which is free to play, you can enjoy your Adventure Time, folks. That's cool. They showed off a Ghost Recon stuff with John Berthenol coming to the stage to talk about the game.
He seemed
Uh,
pretty down to earth.
Yeah, with the dog. Uh, yeah. I mean, it was kind of neat. Like, are you excited about this Ghost Recon?
I don't even know. I actually lost track of those games. They announced like four of them.
Well, yeah, they announced a lot of them, but like I meant Breakpoint, I guess.
Is that the co-op one or like the?
That Breakpoint's the main one, the one that's
Okay,
gotten the major press, the
that's the
one John
Wildlands
Berthenol came
sequel.
out to talk about.
Yeah, I'll try to play. I'm gonna try to play that with Jens if I can. Uh,
So the good guys are called the ghosts, and the bad guys are called the wolves, which is yeah.
what if you have Ghost
Uh,
Wolves?
I don't know, but as long as it's not Call of Duty Ghosts, we're winning.
Yeah,
Um, there's also Delta Company. Oh well, Terminator is also coming to Ghost Recon. Why is Terminator getting all this stuff with video games lately?
because they're making a new movie,
Yeah.
and it's like the
Um,
one like pop culture thing that kind of can make sense.
I guess. I will say the strategy mobile game, the Elite Squad thing, looked kind of neat.
Was that
With
TF2
that,
looking thing?
that's the
With
one that has all the different characters
yeah,
like
yeah,
coming together.
with with quote unquote Splinter Cell.
Yeah, Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell.
So,
Okay,
yeah, this is. I guess this is the game that Splinter Cell fans deserve, huh?
right. Sure. Yeah, they also announced Delta Company, which is like the co-op, the three-person co-op game, which looked okay. Again, this is not my cup of tea, but like, I just think they announced way too many.
Yeah,
It's like, are people really gonna play all these? Plus, you got Six Siege still going, and uh,
I mean
I think
that's
Breakpoint's
why
gonna be the one that people care about, but
I like lost track of what was
yeah,
going on.
just like, did somebody ask for this many Ghost Recon games at once? Like, who thought this was like the best idea ever? I don't know. But yeah, that happened. The Just Dance thing happened with the Panic at the Disco, which isn't the best song or whatnot, but yeah, it was Just Dance, so yeah. Uh there's another For Honor expansion. Seems like there's some weird stuff going on where maybe there's some powers happening here. Like the ghost kept moving around and teleporting and all that junk. It's called The Shadows of Hitokiri, which comes out in a couple of weeks, June 27th. So, yeah, I mean, if you play For Honor, you get more stuff, so that's cool. Also, more Tom Clancy stuff with Rainbow Six Quarantine. Basically, Rainbow Six Zombies.
Don't want that.
Uh,
I'm good.
like, is this like them trying to do Left 4 Dead? I mean, uh,
Maybe
okay.
I I hope not.
It looked okay. Again, there's just so much stuff along with the Division 2 getting more stuff where it's just like, holy crap, half of your games are Tom Clancy now.
Yeah,
Damn, Ubisoft, where are you going? Did you like all the episodic stuff that's coming, or are you kind of like, I don't want to go back into Division 2, or where
I
are you
actually
at
might
with
try
that?
that. I mean, I'm getting it for free, so why not?
Yeah, true. Um,
My problem, I guess, my problem with the Division Two is I just never got a group together. Even in the first division, I at least had like a small group of people. In
right.
Division Two, no one.
Yeah. I mean, could you see any of that changing with this episodic stuff, or?
No, because not like you or Jens or you or anyone else is gonna go like, oh, I'm gonna go pick that up right now.
Yeah, I technically have it on Xbox One, but I've never just had an urge to play it or anything. Which also I couldn't play with you because it's not crossplay.
Yeah.
Uh, so that doesn't help. The Division movie finally got announced, and it's apparently being made with Netflix.
Yep.
Jessica Chastain and Jake Gyllenhaal are in it, so another Jake Gyllenhaal Ubisoft flick. I
So
mean, I like Jessica Chastain, so I'm not gonna complain too much there. But
I actually I like her as an actress. I saw X-Men today. She's terrible in it.
I mean, it doesn't mean that she's gonna be great in every role she plays.
Also, I actually had to look it up because I didn't know how old she was. She's, I think, 42.
Yeah,
So she's not that old at all. Like,
right.
uh, she looked like she was like 60 in the movie.
Well, what character does she play as?
She plays like the bad guy.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's also because they
No, because
does it.
like the character is like a shapeshifter, just like the Skrulls from Captain Marvel,
Oh,
only done way worse.
well, I mean, they're not gonna have them look great.
Why?
Well, I mean, like, they're not gonna have them look like hot or whatever. They're scrolls, right? They're supposed to be ugly looking.
No. I mean, they can shapeshift. That's the whole
Right.
thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like her,
I don't know.
she's also like, I don't know if it's a bad wig or a bad dye job, but her like hair is unbelievable. Like I almost burst out laughing every time she was on screen.
Don't mind the crickets that you might be able to hear in the background with Mark there.
Just
Uh,
they are literal crickets, not.
yeah, we are doing the show at like 1:25 in the morning, so that's gonna happen sometimes. Then Ubisoft announced their own subscription service called Uplay Plus, which I guess is their Xbox Game Pass or Origin Premier or EA Access or whatever you want to call it. Did they say that all of those games are available if you subscribe, or that you just get to play them early? Or I couldn't really.
I
Some of
think
this I had to watch without the volume loud. So
I think you actually do get the games, and you might actually get them early. I'm not quite sure. I know you get all the DLC.
yes, you do get all the DLC. Um, yeah, I think you do get the games. That's what it kind of made sense because they kept announcing like, "Oh, this game's coming and you can get it with Uplay Plus." It's $15, so it's the same as like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Which again, I still think that it'll be a while before people pay for that because unless you're trying to get the PC thing, most people just buy their Xbox Gold yearly, so you're saving $5. You just buy Game Pass separate monthly. Um, but I don't know. 15 is fair. I think 15 is fair if you're really getting all these games when they come out with their DLC. That's a plus because you don't get that with Game Pass. Game Pass, you just get the game.
Yeah.
And most of the time, yeah, you're not getting any DLC that comes with it unless they put that into Game Pass later, but
Well,
usually not.
let me ask you a theoretical question. Between Uplay, EA Origin, Xbox, Game Pass, PlayStation Now, or whatever the fuck it's called, which one would you get the most?
The problem is I don't. A lot of Ubisoft games do not appeal to me,
See,
so that
I would feel that way about EA.
yeah, EA is just like I would want to do it for like to play Madden for a little bit, and $5 I guess is worth that, or FIFA, but um, I wouldn't get Origin Premier because I don't, I don't really play a lot. I play if somebody gives me a code on PC, I'll play the game on PC, but I don't choose to get the game on PC unless it's on sale.
Yeah.
So I'll get it on the console instead. Unless it's like if it's on Switch, I'm getting it on Switch so I can move around. If it's the PC compared to the other ones and it's a game that I really want to be able to play anywhere, then I'll get it on the PC. If not, then whatever. But Yeah, that's my thing is like Ubisoft games outside of, oh God, I can't.
Rayman.
Yeah, outside of like Rayman or like Beyond Good and Evil or I'll play a Far Cry game when it gets to like $20 or whatever. I don't so that might be down my alley, but it's just like okay, Xbox has a lot of series that I end up liking, or they have the indie games that I want to play. So that one, I usually can justify the money for that. Like $15 is not a lot when you're thinking about you're saving yourself these $60 payments. Did they say you could download the games though?
I mean, I assume you have to. I don't think it's a streaming
This is
service.
a streaming service.
Is it?
Uplay Plus will also oh well you're it's also going to be available on Stadia.
Yeah.
So which is stupid because now you're paying $15 for Uplay Plus, and you're paying what $10 for the or $11 or whatever the hell it is for Stadia.
I think
And
I think with Stadia there is like a free account version, but
oh,
it's like
well no, the
limited
free
by
account
like
version you're not coming until 2020.
yeah. Also, it's like
So
limited like technology wise,
yeah, that too. Yeah, you can't get up to 4K if
which
you.
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean if you don't have a 4K TV, it doesn't matter. Uh, so I think it's a good idea. Do you think that we'll eventually get this way with other? Do you think if this succeeds, this will just be the way,
These,
or
what do you mean these? Like
other
these?
companies doing this, where you
I don't think.
actually get the full game, not like early access, but then you still have to buy the game? Uh, you know,
I don't think so because I don't think a lot of other companies have the library.
Sony could,
I mean, they do
Nintendo
that now.
could. No, Sony doesn't do that right now. The PlayStation Now is for
That's
old
for older
stuff.
games, but they could easily just roll PS4 games into it.
Yeah, if they want to,
Yeah, but they
right?
don't. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they don't do it now, but they let's say Ubisoft did, or Game Pass takes a jump with the new Project Scarlet or something. Yeah, I mean I don't think Sony would because if
I think I think Sony actually values their games. Like I don't think
yeah
Microsoft does that much anymore.
they're much like Nintendo where I could never see Nintendo doing that
No, well, I mean, they do. It's just with
for
fucking
the
old
old
Nintendo
game for
games.
old
Yeah,
freaking Nintendo games that like they lost money on that. I mean they nobody got their money on that. So
I've been playing those occasionally on the Switch.
I forgot the three that were coming this in like a week.
Yeah, because it's all most of the games that are on there right now are the ones you want to play.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them that credit. They've been doing a good job of like having games you actually want to play and not like, you know, some third party game that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
So, uh yeah, after that, I will say I was very intrigued by uh Roller Champions. I'm always down for arcade whatever sports game. So, this looked kind of fun. It looked like, a little bit of Rocket League with roller skating, and of course, after watching Alita, I kind of wanted to play a game like that. So I'm down with this totally.
I'm waiting until they start releasing new operators for that game as well.
Yeah, that won't take very long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If this does well, it seems like it's really fun. I've seen some of the demo. Looks good. Um, Ubisoft Quebec is also making a new game called Gods and Monsters, which I like the art style a lot. Looks a little bit like Zelda E.
Well, Breath of the Wild specifically.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean they showed no gameplay or anything,
Yeah,
but the art
it's just
style looked
a
fine.
trail. I think overall, though, this is another one of those that's just kind of like, okay, this happened.
Uh, well, what rating would you give it out of 10?
I would say a 6 again.
I would say 5, and
Yeah.
I generally like Ubisoft, so it's kind of it's mildly disappointing because they haven't even shipped games from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even seen the Wild. There was, they already announced no Beyond Good and Evil 2. Um, it was a lot of. I mean, if you're a Tom Clancy fan, you got everything you wanted here. I mean, you
I
got
mean,
everything.
I'm waiting until they announce
Other than Splinter
ClancyCon.
Cell. Yeah, I know that's what they need, right? Um, that's all that's left is they go, okay, here's a total section of our press conference. There's going to be Tom Clancy, this, that, and the other. I will say I'm sort of intrigued by that mobile game, and I don't care about mobile games usually. So there's something. I don't. Watch Dogs looks pretty good. They showed a lot of it, but again, it's another 2020 game, and I
I
don't
mean,
care
at
anything about
least
that.
unlike other Ubisoft games, at least it has a firm release date.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, Far Cry got delayed too, so who knows? Far Cry 5 anyway.
So I
Uh,
mean, a lot of what is it? That Watch Dogs game reminded me of the first Watch Dogs or the original like Tom Clancy Division trailer. Like I don't know if they're over
I can
promising
see
with this
that.
game.
Yeah, probably are.
Yeah,
Uh, but people liked a lot of the improvements they made in 2, so hopefully they don't go backwards.
right.
Um, yeah, it's just I don't think they did anything bad. They they did the usuals. You got more Rainbow Six, you got more For Honor, you got more Just Dance. Um,
I mean,
yeah,
I guess it's a
yeah,
problem. Like Ubisoft does support their games,
yeah,
but you don't need to trot that out every E3.
yeah. I mean, like I'm surprised there was no Rayman. Uh, nothing with the rabbits.
Like
This is the first year they're not doing something with Nintendo like they have in the last couple years. Um,
like a new Mario and Rabbids game or something.
yeah, or well, they did the Atlas thing
Yeah.
last year, which they're still supporting, so got to give them credit there too. Um, I thought Roller Champions is probably the thing that intrigued me the most, honestly, because
I
we
mean,
didn't
for
get
me,
enough about Gods and Monsters to really,
for my opinion, yeah.
form anything about. So,
I mean, for me,
uh,
it'd probably be Watch Dogs, but
yeah,
we'll see like if that's actually good or not. That's the kind of big X factor.
I feel like if their Uplay Plus thing takes off, then maybe you remember this conference a little bit better. But right now, it just kind of seems like another subscription service that, like for me, I'm probably not going to buy because there's a lot of games that I'm not going to play that I'm just wasting my
So
$15. But
it's weird. This was like a month or two ago. You know how you play or you used to have those you play points.
yes,
I don't know if you got the email. I certainly did. My
uh huh,
account had like 4,000 points,
yeah,
and they were like, spend it now. Like most of your points are going away by this date.
right, yes,
And I'm curious if this Uplay Plus thing is the reason for that.
perhaps that makes a lot of sense. Why?
Because they offered like no reason. They're like, use your points, they're going away. It's like, what?
Yeah. Uh, so let's move on to. I think honestly, I was not expecting Square Enix to really nail it, but
Well, that's because most of their other press conferences have been bad.
yeah, well, yes, but I mean, this was really good. Like, they gave you a lot more than I think you expected at all here. Um, we got a lot of Final Fantasy VII, which I think after they announced our release date, I think you kind of knew they were much further along than you first thought. They showed a lot of the beginning. They showed an entire fight with the first big boss of the game. What did you think of the combat system?
Yo, it looks like Final Fantasy 15.
Well, Final Fantasy 15 with the ATV matters a lot more than the wait mode, right? So,
I mean, this literally had wait mode.
well, it had wait mode, but it actually
I mean,
spends ATV gauges and
ATB is
stuff like
basically
that.
like your your limit break or your magic spell.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, it also matters if you land hits, so your ATB fills faster, which that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, I think that helps a lot. I think it's a nice marriage between the two. I think we knew there was not going to be a turn-based option because that changes the game, but I think they did the best they could with still trying to have that in there, but also giving you a different way to play.
Yeah. Like I don't know about you. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition.
I'm not going to pre-order that right now, but I might at some point
I
there.
mean,
That looks really good, especially with the mini soundtrack CD and all that stuff.
I'm not
Uh,
I'm not getting that expensive one. I'm getting the mid-tier one.
so what's the difference between that and the mid-tier one?
I think the mid-tier one comes with the steelbook case, and like something like some DLC.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, either way, it looks. You finally got to see Tifa. I think they could have done a lot worse with her design, so I think they did a pretty good job there.
Oh wait,
Uh,
the mid-tier one comes with the CD, the steelbook, and a few DLC things,
yeah.
and and the art book.
So what's in the big ass edition?
The Cloud motorbike
Oh, I
statue,
don't need that. I don't need
and
it. Yeah,
one more DLC thing.
I just need the mid tier thing
Yeah,
then.
I mean, I pre-ordered on Amazon because they won't charge me until they ship it, so that's
Freaking
a year
March
off.
3rd, 2020. So
Yeah.
you won't have to worry about that for a while. Yeah. Again, like they called the wait mode tactical mode here, which is sort of the same thing. You still equip materia. You still have limit breaks. Um, I love that they had gameplay. Like that was very important. This wasn't all cutscene. And I like Final Fantasy 15's combat. So,
So did I.
um,
So that's the biggest thing. Like I don't like Final Fantasy VII story, so I'm
yeah.
buying this game because of the gameplay or the. I mean,
Well, and they've obviously added new story stuff. So, that's
imagine how much more pervy that Don.
or how much less it could be because of I
Oh,
don't know.
I got a
It's
feeling
different because
they're gonna make Claude a very pretty lady.
uh, I guess we'll see.
Uh,
Because
I thought Tifa looked too normal.
well, I mean,
I mean, she looked proportional, and it's like no.
that's what I'm saying. They did a good job with her. I know you're gonna,
Yeah.
but it's like, what they can't do that again.
Yeah,
Like I
it was
say,
funny. It's funny also. I was watching the press conference with a friend of mine who's not really a
yeah,
gamer at all,
uh-huh,
and she was just like, "Eh, this looks okay." And then I showed her like some footage of the old, like the '97 edition,
yeah.
and she's like, "Why do all the characters look so goofy?" And I was like, "That was
Well,
all they had back
yeah,
then."
that's all they could do
It's
back
all like,
then.
yeah, like at the time that was a damn impressive game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, exactly. And like to have all the cutscenes and all that stuff, and like, yeah, I think they did fine. I know there's people gonna be complaining, right? Oh, censorship and oh, her boobs should be what they were. And it's like, guys, okay. There's porn for that, and I'm sure you can watch if that's really what you need. They had to sort of more. They had Yoshinori Kitatse come out first. He talked, and they had forgot the British guy's name. That was the one
Noah
going through the
something.
game. Yeah, Noah something. Yeah, Noah something. Uh, oh, that's terrible. That's what we're saying.
I think,
But
and I was
go
watching
ahead.
the Giant Bomb feed, and I guess he was used to be the marketing guy for Saints Row.
Oh, okay. That
Which
makes sense.
Saints Row to Final Fantasy, same two franchises.
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot that Jess was a girl. So like when she first comes on the screen, I'm like, oh, that's right, Jess was a girl.
What the nine
Uh,
polygons they had original version didn't
Well,
display
because
that.
they didn't have her have like long hair. It's kind of like tied behind her, so it didn't look like she was. So they made it much more defined that she is in this one,
With
in
the
the
one
remake. So
polygon counting as her head wasn't.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, and Aerith looks good. She kind of looks more like the Advent Children
Yeah,
Aerith. Um, it's cool. We got to see them all fight. The motorcycle thing was kind of neat. Uh, and we got to see Marlene, which that was cool. Yeah, I think this is they have done this remake very much justice. I'm excited for it. I want to see what they add. What's not in there? They've confirmed it's going to be a 2 game thing.
yeah, it's not surprising.
So, so there's that. But Midgar is its own deal. They've added so much stuff to it that they had to make it its own game. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure there will be people complaining, and that it's going to be hard to make everybody happy with that. But yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead.
if they're gonna do like a remaster like they did with Resident Evil 2, it'll probably be great.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of what they're doing. There's stuff from the original that's going to be in there, right? And then they're adding stuff that wasn't there before.
Yeah,
And they've changed the combat system, so there's that. It's not going to play like the original. Um, yeah, I just want to see how it all ties in, you know. Speaking of tying in Life is Strange 2, uh, did it is this just the thing for Life is Strange 2, like that now it's all complete, or what is, like I didn't get what this was.
oh, sorry. No, this is just a commercial reminding people Life is Too Strange still exists because the
Okay, because I was
release schedule is so screwed up for that game.
yeah, I was confused of what that was for.
Yeah,
So there's that. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles gets a trailer. It's coming for Switch and mobile devices. Um, and it's coming this winter. You not get a release date on that. Last Remnant is available on Switch right now.
and it's still not a
Uh,
good game.
yeah, it's still not great. Octopath Traveler is also available on PC if you didn't know. That is a
See,
good game.
I kind of wish I could play that.
Yeah, I don't think you want to buy that twice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'd known before it was going to come on the PC, I wouldn't have bought it for the Switch.
Yeah, because you could build up the characters faster with the cheat engine and
Well, it
all.
also does look a lot nicer.
Well, true. But I mean, I don't think the polygons were the problem with that game. Yeah. Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I'm sort of excited about because I like Dragon Quest Builders the first one. It's Minecraft but more RPG like, so I'm always down with that.
Oh,
Uh,
my friend also saw that, and she's like, "Why does everyone look like a Dragon Ball character?"
did you explain to her why?
Yeah,
Oh,
and she's just like, "Well, they're just copying on Dragon Ball's like name or recognition," and I'm like,
it's like, what's the same guy?
and it's also it's not like this is a new game. This franchise
Yeah,
has been
this
around for
is,
30 fucking years.
yeah. Uh, so there you go. Watching things with not hardcore gamers sometimes is fun. Um, yeah. So there's also more RPG stuff in this. It seems like the story matters a bit more than the first one. So I am totally down with that. There's a demo coming to the PSN store June 27th, so in a couple weeks, and then it comes out July 12th. It's been out in Japan for a while, so there's that. Dragon Quest 11. Echoes of Elusive Age S, whatever the hell, is the S Definitive Edition is still coming, by the way. I love the fact that you can switch to the 16-bit version. That sold me on maybe double dipping, but especially because it's going to take forever for it to go down half price, like the PS4 version did not.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't care at all about the Square Enix collective stuff.
Nope.
So cool that Square Enix music is finally getting on all these platforms.
Well, I got on Spotify a few days ago, I think.
Yeah, they showed Spotify and Amazon. Amazon Music's free for me, so I guess that's a way I can listen to it.
You know, it's another
Um,
way. YouTube.
yes, YouTube. It's also on YouTube. Which I have YouTube Premium, so there's that, I guess. So yes, they showed that same trailer for the Kingdom Hearts DLC, which is still very confusing. And it looks like you're also going to be able to play as Aqua, Riku, and Roxas in it, so cool. And apparently it's going to tell you who Zigbar is and all that stuff. So,
Finally, the
well,
question I've been
we knew
answered.
who he is, sort of. Just I guess tell it. Maybe you get more of his story. They had stuff on Shadowbringers, Final Fantasy 14, which,
Didn't care.
hey, if you like Final Fantasy 14, I mean, it's got their biggest subscribers ever, so that's good for that game. It's continuing to go on. Uh, yeah. So there's that. Um, and then they showed Dying Light 2 again, which I think it had a different trailer than the one they showed on the
Yeah,
Xbox.
slightly, like
Um,
some of the same stuff.
of course, it's spring 2020, so that's our 2020 game. Romancing Saga 3 is coming to Switch and other platforms. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of Visions is kind of like Brave. It's like a tactics version of Brave Exvius. So if you like that game and you like tactics, there you go.
Get your head
Uh,
examined.
there's that. Um, People Can Fly have a new game called Outriders, which seemed okay. It's coming in summer 2020.
Just like everything else. I had no
It's like
opinion
a
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a modern sort of shooter. Anything with that Square Enix that's not the Japanese stuff makes me with their bad track record so far. I mean, Just Cause was fine,
It
right?
got bad. Like Tomb
Yeah,
Raider was fine, or
yeah,
most of
Tomb
it.
Raider was fine. Just Cause 4 was not great. They got rid of Hitman. Uh,
Yeah,
Dos Dos X is like in
gone.
limbo.
Yeah.
So anything that's with the American tinge to it, I'm kind of not. I have no faith in at this point.
I forget the name of it, but that World War Two, I think, or World War
Yeah, that
One.
was that Square Enix Collective game, that
Yeah,
shooter thing,
it was.
World War II thing.
It was funny because they had that like sizzle reel of all their games they released, and I
Yeah,
was just like, I know one of these,
I have
and
forgotten Anne, and it's fine.
I know
And
Fear Effect Sednuna. It
yeah,
was bad
yeah,
because
Fear Effect Sedna was not good. I like Forgotten Anne, and that was about the only thing
yeah,
that I can tell you. Um, Oninaki, which is the new Tokyo RPG Factory game. This actually looked really interesting. This is probably the best look at that game that we've gotten so far.
yeah, what
Um,
better be because it's due out in 2 months.
yeah. So I'm down for that. And then the big surprise, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. This is why we have not gotten a Final Fantasy VIII. Well, I was also going to say lost the original version, but it has a bump in quality with the graphics that you can definitely tell. It looks really good. Um, so I'm excited for that, just to be able to have all of them on the Switch. So,
Fin- Finally, you can play Triple Triad on the go.
yep, that is great. And now then the last of it was Avengers finally getting to get shown off. Uh,
They
as
they should
expected,
have they should have kept it hidden.
I like this. It was fine. I mean, I don't think people should have expected people from the movies, right? This was going to be more of the comics based or cartoon based. I'm not a big fan of the fact that Captain America dies. He's my favorite,
Well,
so
I'm
that
sure
kind of sucks.
they'll bring him back.
Yeah. I like that they had a really good cast for
That
this.
that I mean that was
Uh,
one problem actually. Like the cast is made up of like well-known voice actors.
yeah.
I don't need to see them conference for 5 minutes exploring the man behind the mask of Iron Man. It's like
Well,
What?
There's people that really like that stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
not for an E3 conference. You show that shit, as some trailer
or
later
you
on.
show it for like 30 seconds, right? You don't need to have 5 minutes of them talking about how, oh, cool.
Yeah, all you
Yeah.
need for them is just go, hey, this is Troy Baker. I'm voicing, whoever. That's all you need. They
So
showed like so little gameplay. That was my issue. Like it looks like I don't know if it's linear or if it's open world or if it's going to be like
it does
that.
not look open world to me at all. That looks really. There's a story. We're following it. These are the things you're going to be able to do in it. And yeah, and to their credit, they said they're adding any Marvel character that they add is free, and then they're gonna add story stuff continuously as well. So
Well, they said no loot boxes,
yeah, no
characters and
pay to
story will
win.
be free.
Yeah,
But they didn't mention the thing they didn't mention was like cosmetics.
and no Switch either. It's PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia.
Well, this is an online game, so
Oh, well,
yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean, what Switch can't be online? I thought it can.
not really.
Yeah. It can, just not on the go.
Yeah, well, I mean that's not neither here nor there. I just think there's not enough infrastructure for the Switch version. I don't think.
Probably not. Well, also they
Um,
have to downgrade the game a lot for it to play.
I mean, this looks like. I mean, I was kind of reminded of that, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what the Switch is getting. So,
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's true. That might be why it's Ultimate Alliance is the exclusive to Switch because they can't put this on there. Uh, you know, like I like Crystal Dynamics as a developer. I think they make good games. I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider
they didn't
showed
make that.
off. Yeah, they didn't make that, so
Yeah.
that I think that's why that did not get as well received as the other two.
Yep.
Um, now, did Marvel just all of a sudden did they just decide that we have to make it different from the movie in some way and like we're gonna axe Hawkeye here or
Oh,
like
he'll be DLC eventually.
I know, but it's just kind of like
Also,
Hulk, Iron
like,
Man, Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, and like Captain America dies, so it's like four characters, and then it's like you couldn't add Hawkeye.
no.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Like it's cool. I mean, you get the main Avengers, and um. So you get some stuff between Bruce Banner and Tony Stark, and it looks like they're doing an Inhumans thing.
Everyone's
Uh,
favorite characters.
yeah. And the first DLC looks like it's gonna be Ant-Man with a Hank Pym version of Ant-Man. So yeah, May
Yeah.
15th, 2020, another 2020 game.
That was pretty late 2022.
Yeah, almost everything else is spring 2020, and that one's actually going in. Well, yeah, technically May is still spring, so it's late spring
I mean,
as opposed
that
to
is like
early
right before next year's
summer.
E3.
Yeah, but hey, I
And then
guess it's
also,
getting
like,
out.
are you going to buy that game considering it'll probably be on the next
So
console?
Square, well, yeah. So Square's output this year is Final Fantasy VIII Remaster, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remaster. All the other remasters came out, right? Um, the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC
That's next
and
year, I think, though, right?
no, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC is this winter.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that still could be next year.
I'd assume it's before December, but yeah. Dragon Quest 11 for the Switch and Dragon Quest Builders. So most of the stuff they announced is for this year. The two biggest things is next year. So that's good. That's a good ratio compared to a lot of the other
I mean,
conferences.
a lot of this stuff is next year, but a lot of it, Final Fantasy VII and Avengers, we had no clue about. Like, we were thinking like 2020 2 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because we heard nothing of Avengers, and all of a sudden it's coming out 2020. So yeah. Well, and Dying Light 2 is also next year.
Yeah.
So still a pretty good output. You know, 2 Dragon Quest games, 2 Final Fantasy games, and then the Battalion 1944 game.
I mean, that's
And
already out on Steam.
oh, that's his. Okay, and what else? Shadowbringers as
Yeah.
well. Which, if you're Final Fantasy 14, I'm sure you're pumped for that. What was the Romancing Saga still coming this year, or is that?
I have no idea.
Well, that's whatever on that one. Outriders is next year too. Still, oh, and Ononaki. So yeah, I mean, still a good proportion of stuff coming this year for Square Enix. I honestly think this is the best conference.
Yeah, I mean, so far. I mean, we'll see how Nintendo
You know, I mean,
goes.
Nintendo has the chance to blow everybody out of the water with all the stuff they have coming this year, and then not only that, things they have coming down the pipeline. But so far, out of all the things we've seen, Square Enix delivered, showing a heck of a lot more in Final Fantasy VII than I think anybody imagined you would see. Telling people that you got 2 Blu-rays worth of stuff, which obviously we don't even know when the second game's coming. All they've shown is stuff from the first game.
So
Uh,
that's one thing I'm curious about. I'm getting that physical version next year. Does
yeah,
it come with 2 Blu-rays, or what? Like one Blu-ray and just space for for the other one, or
I'm assuming you're not buying the whole game. You're buying that one, the part 1, right?
yeah?
And
So
then
is
you're
that
buying part
on?
2 later.
Was that in 2 Blu-rays then?
I don't. I Did they mean that it's 2 Blu-rays worth of stuff of what they're coming
So
out
yeah,
with now,
that's what I was confused about, and that's
or 2
why
Blu-rays in total?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're obliquely saying that it's episodic, but not quite how much so. This game would fill 2 Blu-rays. And I think he's referring to this initial entry in the remake.
Okay.
I'm assuming someone will ask that question and
I was just unclear,
um
like, because it really wouldn't surprise me if they, they sell the game with 1 Blu-ray and then they have space for the extra one.
yeah. No, I think it's definitely when they say 2 Blu-rays worth, they mean that game.
Yeah.
Like that version of the game. Well, okay. Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world that gets characters than ever before. Kitase says the game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content. The first game in this project expands on the story of Midgar and is such an elaborate retelling that it's become a solid standalone game in its own right. I think that means, yeah, that it might just be this is an entire Blu-ray, just Midgar, and then the
Yeah.
rest of the game comes on another Blu-ray disc somewhere
Okay.
down the line.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of time between them. March 3rd, 2020 is almost the whole freaking year away. And then
Yeah.
like 9 months away? So, yeah. That's yeah, it's definitely cool what they're doing with that. And it's really awesome that 8 is getting the remaster, so it'll be complete for a lot of people there. Probably rules out people having a fantasy of FF8 getting the 7 treatment, but I don't think that was ever going to happen anyway because
Square's not
8,
crazy.
8 doesn't have. I mean, I think it's sold better than 7 initially, but 8 does not have the following of 7, nowhere near. So
It shouldn't.
yeah. Oh, I mean, it should. You're right, shouldn't, but still, point still stands. I think again, this was the best conference we've had so far. They delivered on, like, Avengers. I think gave you I don't know what else you could have expected out of it. You got a lot of stuff with Avengers. I think a lot more than you would expect not having anything beforehand. Um, 8 was a surprise getting the remaster. You got some cool little other games coming. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you, any final words, final thoughts
I
on?
mean, I think Avengers was a disappointment. Like they showed it off, but they didn't explain anything about that game. Like even like how if they'd done what
Well,
Final
it said
Fantasy
there's
VII did.
online co-op with the online co-op, right?
No, if they didn't do what Final Fantasy VII did and showed like 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay, that would have been fine.
Right.
But they showed 4 seconds of gameplay and then a lot of like dialogue sequences or just cinematics.
It
So
really
I
makes me think that this is really narrative driven and the combat is secondary.
well, that's what you
Or
want in an Avengers game.
it's just a means to like go through the story.
So it's Azura's Wrath 2.
I don't know, but I don't know. That seems. I mean, you know what? At least they're doing something different, right? Like,
Like,
I think they probably felt like, okay, your Marvel. I mean, I don't know how far they were into this before they decided this is the way they were going to go. But I mean, isn't Tomb Raider sort of in this vein? Like, the things you do is just to progress the story. I mean,
no,
there's
because Tomb
side
Raider had
quests, right?
great
But
combat.
yeah, I I don't know.
Like,
Maybe it's just what they showed here, and they just didn't want to show too much because they do have Tokyo Game Show, they have Gamescom.
well, I mean,
So
this is something like Giant Bomb brought up that I agree with. Like, when Sony announced that Spider-Man game, like, it, they showed gameplay or, blew people away.
right, but I think well, no. Whenever there was a lot of people that were skeptical about Spider-Man at first because they were like, "Oh, is it gonna be a lot of quick time events and whatever?" It wasn't until that second trailer that people finally went, "Oh, this is what this is. Okay, I'm totally down."
Yeah, but when they showed off the initial trailer, they didn't have gameplay kiosks there also. Like,
Yeah.
I guess we'll know
I mean,
tomorrow. Like,
yeah, there's a gameplay demo, so I guess we'll see how this works. Yeah, like you said, tomorrow. And um, but I still would give this a solid 8, if not 9.
I'd probably give it a 7 or 8.
It just, I mean, again,
Like,
let's be fair.
I think
It's
if
very. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think if they ended with Final Fantasy VII, it'd be an 8. Or at least, I mean, at least an 8.
I feel
Probably
like
be a 9.
Avengers was their biggest thing that they didn't know about. People didn't know about, so I don't think that they did the bad choice. They had hyped up so much stuff about 7 that I felt like starting off with it was a really like way to get people in. You start off with Avengers. I mean, you got to remember this is it's Japanese developers, so
Yeah.
like they went with the Japanese stuff first. It makes sense. Um, it's something people have really wanted. They were really hyped about. So yeah, I'm gonna go with an 8 for this. Again, it helps a lot that almost everything Square showed off, other than uh, was it out, whatever the hell, Outsiders Out, whatever,
Yeah,
uh,
uh,
that shooter
action
game,
slash game.
uh, and that what is it? Well, the other romancing game I had no idea ever existed. Um, Outside of those, I cared about almost everything that got shown. So that's also going to make a difference for me, as opposed to something like Ubisoft where there wasn't a lot that I cared too much about. But still, I think for the most part, though, the reason why this hit is because you had some surprises in here. They showed off a lot of the game that I think everybody was excited about. You got a release date for that game. You got a release date for Avengers, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting because you didn't know how far along that game was. Final Fantasy VIII Remaster coming this year is a surprise. I wouldn't have expected that either. They could have easily made that a 2020. thing. Um, and half of their games are coming this year as well. So that's something that's different compared to a lot of the other conferences where it felt like almost everything is 2020 and we're not hiding it, and you're kind of just going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I think Nintendo obviously has the ability to blow everybody out of the water tomorrow with a lot of their big slate of games are supposed to be due out this year. We just don't know exactly when, except for Pokemon. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, we have seen nothing of Animal Crossing. We've seen there's another big game that they have that I can't
Bayonetta
think
3.
of. But yeah, we've seen is Bayonetta 3 finally going to get some showtime. Fire Emblem's going to come out pretty soon, so they're going to get more stuff. I mean, how much more Pokemon stuff are they going to show? I don't know. Is there going to be another game that's coming out? Well, they still got Unchained? Was it Astral Chain?
Yeah.
And that's got a
That
release
is.
date for
I think that is due out this year.
August 30th. Yeah. So there's something coming in September that I can't think of now. So yeah, where is Animal Crossing gonna fall? Is it gonna be a December game? Is it gonna be an October game? Um, I'd assume Animal Crossing is gonna be their big game for tomorrow, but we'll see exactly. Are they going to reveal the? Well, they said no, right? They're not going to reveal the Switch,
New hardware?
The Game Boy Switch.
No. They
Um,
said no new hardware this year.
yeah. So no, they said no. Yeah, no new hardware at E3. It doesn't mean that they won't release that thing with Pokemon at some point.
Isn't that Zelda
Um,
game due out this year?
oh yes, the Cadence of Hyrule.
No, I meant Link's Awakening.
Oh, Link's Awakening will probably get more stuff. Cadence of Hyrule, I wouldn't be surprised if it's available now.
No, they said it's going to be like the end of June, I think.
Okay.
Because I think it was supposed to come out.
Or I could see them saying a demo is available now.
Yeah, maybe.
Thing. Yeah. So we'll see. Just one more left. Again, Nintendo has a chance to at least equal what Square's number is. So right now, Square is in the lead
Sure.
going into the final day. So that's gonna be it. So if you like what you heard, or you want to just discuss more about what you thought about Square and Ubisoft's press conference, you can leave comments on YouTube or on WTONet.com or Last Word on Life, or just, hit subscribe. When we do shows, they will be there. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with the Nintendo press conference. So,
Yep.
until then, see you later, everybody.
Later.